Hi, everyone. We're here with Single Life today. You've got Connection Guide Linda here. Today, we've got Suzanne Blondes, who is the makeup artist to the stars. She probably won't say that, but I'm going to say that. She does. She's been doing makeup and all sorts of has great tips for celebrities, but also for regular Joes like us. So she's going to give us some tips today on how to combat winter dry skin. So take it away, Suzanne.
Okay, so we were just, before we went on to record, talking about oils. So Audrey, let me just ask you, do you take any oils now, like omega oils or
I take fish oil.
Fish oil? You're the same thing as Linda. So Linda takes fish. So if you just take fish oil, it's lopsided. So you need actually fish and flax. So those are 3 and 6. Is what they're called. So omega-3 and omega-6 oils. And so you want to take them in conjunction. You don't want to take them separately. Just taking a fish oil is like getting like half the equation. It's not getting the whole equation. So I was showing Linda, and I'll just re-show you. So this is the one I take. This is by Now. Oops, I'm not seeing myself. Is that a reason? Okay, that's okay. So this is, oh, that's okay. I just want to be sure that everybody can see this. So this is by Now. This is Super Omega and 369. 9 is a little bit irrelevant. It's not really an important oil, but they just do that because it's easier to remember. But this has got the 3 and the 6, and it's mixed, which is really easy to take then. And this is 1,200 milligrams. And I was telling Linda, I take 5 of these a day, 5 to 6 of these a day. So it's 2 with every meal. So it's a lot. Like, and what happens is with women who are menopausal, postmenopausal, like you were saying, like all our hormones change, and like everything in our bodies just is going through so much, right? That we need more oils. So whenever you read anything like how many to take, it's just written kind of as a general thing. It's not actually targeting menopausal women that need like double what everybody else needs. So I take between 5 and 6 of those a day. And you can see how shiny, like I'm just like, I got a lot of oil, and I live in Colorado. It's very dry here. So that's just to say how this stuff works. And then I also take this. So this is flax oil, and it's organic and super lignin flax oil. And I take about between 1 and 2 tablespoons of this a day with my breakfast. I just put it with my breakfast. So internally, those kind of things make a huge difference. And internal is 80% of dry skin. The external is only 20%. So you can use the best moisturizers, and I will show you some great moisturizers, but that's only going to do 20% for you. The rest is all internal. Another thing that Linda and I didn't talk about, but that was water. I know you've probably heard this and you're going to like, we're all blue in the face hearing how much we need to drink water, but Linda's like, all right, let me chug it. But the important thing is don't drink tap water, because tap water has all kinds of like gunk thrown in there that is not good for you. And so I would say get filtered water, or, I buy my water. I go to Whole Foods and I just fill up my jugs. I know that seems tedious, but A, it tastes phenomenal. B, you're supposed to drink your about 64 ounces a day. So it's not even like 4 glasses or whatever people tell you. It's actually way more than that. And then I put a little lemon in it. It's just that helps your body absorb it even quicker. So I drink an obscene amount of water. I spend more time in the toilet probably than any other place in the house, but it does wonders for your skin because it cleans out your liver and your kidneys and like all those things that are processing all the stuff in your body. And that comes out in your skin because your skin's the largest organ in your body. So the skin is a reflection of what's going on in you internally, in particular your guts. So if you have a lot of gut issues, that tends to really show on your face. So that leads into, okay, I do want to point out a couple other oils, and we're going to talk about gut issues, but I take an E every morning and also an A. A is phenomenal. You can use vitamin A externally, like as on topically, and internally. So I take it both. I would also say the other thing that has one of the biggest impacts on your skin is taking internal vitamin C. So this is 1,000 milligrams. I'm supposed to take more than I take of this, but I take 4 tablets a day of this at least, which is still a huge amount. Because what you don't need, your body's just going to eliminate. So, you can't OD on vitamin C, but this helps your skin to rebuild. you know, and great for that. And then this is great for your digestion. The phytodigest is just one digestive enzyme. There's tons of digestive enzymes out there. I would get just a really powerful one. This one's great. I've been taking digestive enzymes for years, but that really helps your body with elimination, which is what it's all about, right? It's putting good stuff in and eliminate stuff that is bad. And your skin will just really react to that. So what else was I going to share with that?
Can I ask a question? Is
Yeah,
a
go ahead.
digestive enzyme different than like a probiotic?
You know, probiotic, I'm not a naturopath, so I have taken both. Oops, we just lost Audrey.
She's still here. She just turned the video off.
Yep, I just turned the camera off for a second.
Oh, okay. So I've taken both digestive enzymes, and you know, I don't really know how to answer that, to be honest, as far as what's best for you. This is the one I take for me at this point, although I have taken enzymes, and I have one over there that I just didn't grab, that I've been taking for a while, that works very well. I mean, every body is different. And one of the great things you can do is to muscle test. Do you guys know how to muscle test?
I've had it done by a professional, but I don't know how to do it myself.
So it's super easy. So as you stand in your store, and I would say Whole Foods has some of the better products, is grab onto your, it's simple. You grab onto this and put it to your chest. If you see where I'm holding it, just put it right to your chest and stand, you know, with your feet planted, and then ask your body, do you want this? And your body will lean forward or your body will lean backward. And for me, forward means yes, and backward means no. And this feels so woo-woo, right? You're like, you're such a dummy. But it totally works because it's your body communicating with you. So I'm standing in Whole Foods and that's what I do. I'm like, do you want this? And amazing. Sometimes my body says no. So anyway, that's a really good way to do it. And that's basically the same idea of muscle testing as they do when they hold your arm, right? And they ask you questions. It's basically the same thing, except it's you. And it empowers you to say, does my body want this? And the other thing it does is I can say, how much of this do you want? So I'll say, do you want one a day? And then your body will react. So that's a good way to figure out quantities. And I do that with my vitamin C, because sometimes I'm like, do you want 2 a day? And it'll go, no. Do you want 3 a day? No. Do you want 4 a day? No. You know what I mean? You just kind of like run through it. And the interesting thing is your body changes so much. Like I muscle test probably once a week on everything. Okay. I run through the whole gamut. And one week I could be, okay, yes, I want a full dose of vitamin D. Next week, I want 2. Like, it's interesting. Your body will tell you exactly what it needs. But what I love about this is that if you do, it tunes you into your body. And now I've gotten so tuned in that I can pick up a vitamin and I can hear the words yes or no. You know, it's like my body's going, bitch, no. Do you know what I mean? Like, or yeah, like I can feel my body reacting to it. So it's interesting as you tune in more and more what happens. But again, dry skin stems from our gut. Number one area is our gut. That's why oils and nutritional supplements and water are so important. And things like caffeine. Now I'm drinking tea, so who am I to talk? But caffeine, sodas, alcohol, things like that are very detrimental to your skin. Now, I love wine. I'm never going to give it up. I don't care what anybody says, but I do have to throw that in there because it can have a detrimental effect because it affects your liver and your kidneys and that sort of thing, which affects your skin. So does all that make sense? Have I totally lost you?
No, it's absolutely makes sense. I'm going to go, when we're done, I'm going to go get my pills and try it.
Well, you know, and I would ask your body, which way is yes, and see what your body says. Because my best friend, yes is backwards for her. So just ask which is which. Now for me, yes is forward. Also, if you ever use a pendulum, so pendulum is another phenomenal way because you can do yes and no and quantity on pendulums. So, but some people don't like to use those. It feels too woo-woo for them. So you do what works for you. I mean, I use kind of everything because I'm totally into this. So, but I do that with everything, and you'll be shocked how much your body wants. Like when I first started doing oils, it was like I was doing so many oils. I was embarrassed to tell my naturopath because she would be like, what are you doing? But swear to God, within 2 weeks, my skin is like it is right now. Like I've actually put powder on before we started, and you can see how shiny I am already. Like just what a huge difference that makes to your skin. So I know the stuff works. It's just a matter of, you know,
Doing it.
Right.
just doing it.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, so that's one. Do you have any other questions about that before we move on to topical stuff?
I do not.
Nope, I'm good.
You're good. Y'all are like, yeah, I'm totally not doing any of that, but makes a big
No, I
difference.
totally am doing. I can't wait till we're done so I can
Oh,
do
good,
it.
okay.
I'm just thinking, boy, I should at least take more fish oil. I have it in the house.
Well, if you just take fish oil, like I say, it's kind of like this really lopsided. It's like eating only vegetables, right? You're not getting your protein. So you want to try to be as balanced as possible. That's why the 3-6-9 thing is so handy, because it's okay. Now I'm getting the total amount of what I need. Okay. So for topical, again, internal is 80%, topical is 20, but that 20 makes a big difference. So I would recommend for dry skin really is about not having enough nutrition in your skin. Okay. It's also external, right? Like, I live in Colorado and gets terribly dry here and cold and all of that. However, internally you can do so much, and externally. So I would say get yourself a really good serum. So serums are the most important thing. If you're going to buy anything, is to buy a good serum. Everything else you can kind of go less expensive, but a serum, you want to get the high value serum. And the reason for that is that you're going to get the great ingredients. So a lot of times, so the industry, how am I going to do this? The skincare industry is terrible, right? So if you look on a packaging, it'll say vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, all kind of the key kind of touch phrases for us. But then if you know how to read an ingredient deck, you look down it, and I know how to read an ingredient deck. And I'm telling you, like, if it's cheap, that means the vitamin C is way down the deck, and it's probably the wrong type of vitamin C. So in other words, you're getting a little vitamin C. It's not sinking into your skin. It's not having any effect, but the product costs you $30, and it costs you $30 because it's worthless. So I would say spend a couple $100, get a really good serum, makes a huge difference. So I'll show you the one I use, which you guys are going to be like, holy cow. I mean, it's like $200 for this. $199 to be honest. So this is called Truth Treatments. I carry it on my site. And if you're interested, I can give you a discount on it. But it's this brand in particular, I love. It's my favorite skincare of all time. And I've tried a ton. I'm an esthetician. So, but you use basically.
Your website.
Huh?
What is your website?
It's thebeautyshaman.com. And the code, if you're interested, the code is shaman20. It's SHAMAN 20. And that gives you 20% off everything in the store. But this is an oil. So you just use 2 drops, 1, 2. That's it. And you use it once a day. And you just put it all over your face and neck. And this is super duper concentrated. And if I could come out of my mouth with all of the ingredients, I would. There's actually only 9 ingredients in this whole thing. And one of the ways you can tell a high quality product is the amount of ingredients. So if you look at a deck on ingredients, and it's long, like say there's 50 ingredients, it means it's so minimized at that point. It's kind of like if you go shopping for potato chips and the list is like this long on the deck because it's filled with crap. But if you go buy an apple, what's in the apple? Especially if it's an organic apple, well, it's an apple, right? So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for minimal ingredients, and that the most important ingredients are towards the top. So what I love about this is there's 9, all 9 are activated. Or active, excuse me, and the vitamin C is the right type, and it's at the top of the deck. So that's why it costs so much, because that's more expensive.
And how long will that bottle last you?
This lasts me about a month and a half to 2 months, depending on how heavy-handed I am. I love this stuff. The first time I got it, I was using it morning and night, and I was like practically rolling in it because I was just like so blown away by it. To be honest, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I noticed such a huge difference. And that's after using really good products. I mean, I use top of the line. I have my whole life. So anyway, then I backed away. I was like, this is before I was selling it. I was like, I can't spend $200 every month. Like, that's crazy. So I backed up, and now I do it once a day. And now I carry it, so I can just go to the cupboard and grab it. But anyway, that's how I resolved my issue. And if you go through too fast, you just slow it down. And sometimes if you just want to use it, like sometimes I'll just use it around my eyes and that's it. Because this is not trouble, but I'm aging and through here. And sometimes I'll just put it where I want it because I'm trying to minimize usage or something. So that works. But there's lots of serums out there that are good. I mean, I'm just selling that one because I love it. But I think Bobbi Brown has a really good, it's called, oh my God, what's that brand? What's the line? Oh, I forget. I can look it up. Bobbi Brown carries one that's really, really good. In fact, I can just look it up now. Why don't I? Just so you have other options you can look at. But this one I think is really quite good. There we go. Okay, extra repair. It's called extra repair serum. That's 119, so it's a little bit cheaper. And that helps. That's a repair serum. Who else makes a good one? Chanel makes a good one, but I'm sure that's like $1 million.
I use number 7 products. Is that good, bad?
I actually don't know anything about that line. I'll be honest. Is that at what brand? It's number 7. It's a
Just number 7. You can get it at, it's not, you know, it's, you get it at Walgreens or Target. That's that type, it's off the shelf type thing.
yeah.
Cheaper. It's
I don't know anything about it. I mean, I could look at it if you want really quick and give you kind of an idea. Let's see. Number 7.
Well, I need to find something. My face breaks out pretty badly, and I'm trying to find something that won't make my face break out, my chin. And so I'm trying to find something new.
I'm just reading the ingredients here. So this is probably not doing you any good. Their first 5 ingredients are dimethicone, water, glycerin, dimethicone cross polymer, butene glycol. So it's, you know, all the main ingredients are basically fillers to make it feel nice and smell nice, but there's nothing that's actually active that's going to do anything. Not until you get further down do you get anything that's active.
Okay.
Like number 7 or 8 down the list, the acetyl PEG. So yeah, that's not very effective. Have you sampled other ones, like maybe gone to a store and said, hey, I need to sample some high quality serums and just see if you have a reaction? That's the thing to do.
I'll try that. I'm going to go to like a Macy's or something and do it there.
Yeah, and you have to sample it. You can't buy anything now. You just need a sample because you have reactions, and then they'll give you one. And just, I would say, give me a sample of your best serum, and go to like Lancome and some of these nice.
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's okay.
I don't know if they carry it at Macy's. They should.
Probably not, but there's Nordstrom's right.
Yeah.
In the mall somewhere.
Yeah, sometimes people react to, especially if you get the really good, strong ingredients, sometimes it can take our skin a little bit to adjust to it. And you kind of have to just go through that. In other cases, it is a reaction, so it just kind of depends. But all reactions are not bad, right? Like if you lived on vegetables for a while, you'd have some serious reactions, but that's not bad. So yeah, I hope that's helpful. Did I answer?
It is. Yeah, very much. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't use number 7.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to do anything.
I appreciate that. That helps.
I wish we could buy inexpensive stuff, especially that. I mean, I go cheap on other things, like lipstick or, there's certain things you can just spend $7. Like I just bought 2 mascaras to try out on my YouTube channel that are non-toxic. And I thought, well, if I hate them, they only cost like $5 or $6. So, and they're actually really good. I've got them both on. I tried one on each eye and they're great. So who knows,
Can't tell the difference. Yeah.
I know they're both really good. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. So the other thing I would say is a moisturizer. So, what do you guys use for moisturizers?
Number 7.
Yeah. What about you?
I use Nivea with CoQ10, but I buy the European Nivea, which is formulated different than the American Nivea.
Yeah.
And then I used to use Estee Lauder. They have like all of them. They have the different categories. So this was the gold jar for more dry skin. And then they did something different. And the last jar I bought was less emollient and more whipped. It had more air in it. So I had been using that in winter. So anyway, so those are for my moisturizers. Yes.
Do you feel like they work?
Not as, I feel like my skin is still dry, and we just started summer here in the Midwest, right? It just, because the Estee Lauder change happened this winter, and then I felt bad because I spent, whatever, $80 on a jar. I'm like, I got to use it. And anyway.
So hard to spend money and it doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah, and it did, but then they changed the formula.
Yeah.
That happens. But
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, so I mean, I could hold the one I use. I love this is I mean, this is Truth Treatments again because I love this brand, but this is transdermal sea balm. So this is really good, and they also make one called omega-6
yeah.
healing cream that is really phenomenal.
So the sea balm, or anything with vitamin C in it, I can't put on my skin because vitamin C has lightening qualities when it's applied topically. And I have vitiligo, so I already have white spots, right? And I'm prone to depigmentation. So any product with vitamin C that I put on, I can't put it on my skin.
That's so interesting. I wonder, because there's different types of vitamin C that it's just any type of vitamin C?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, interesting. So you have to get a moisturizer without, which is fine. You can get moisturizers with vitamin C, right?
Yeah. And actually, I got a sample from Bobbi Brown of a really beautiful skin cream. It had a lot of herbs in it, super moisturizing. But I found that after a period of time, it clogged my pores. I skin seems to be very anyway, it clogged my pores. So I liked it. It did the job, but then I had the pore clogging issue, and I exfoliate once a week, but it's still it shouldn't be happening because of the moisturizer. It is my skin.
Right.
So should I rotate in a situation like that? Like,
which one did you try? Was it the extra repair with Bobbi Brown? Did you try that one?
Yes. I
The extra repair.
That sounds right. I mean, it smells lovely. It's a light green. It's emollient. It was good stuff, but it clogged my pores. Yeah.
So what happened? Would you get like little bumps? Is that how you knew it clogged your pores?
Yeah, little bumps. Yeah.
So that, interestingly, that is that's like a gallbladder thing. When you know what I mean? Yeah. So if you start to get little white bumps underneath your skin, so it's probably your, I mean, I'm just guessing again, I'm not a naturopath, I'm not a doctor.
No, it's okay.
But if I see somebody with little white bumps around there, especially in this area, it's a lot of that is gallbladder. So interesting. So it just means your body can't seem to assimilate it, or it's not processing through. So you definitely have some sensitivities there. I mean, unless you do like a gallbladder clean out, in fact, I have a book. Hold on a second. Let me just grab this. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Be right back.
Audrey, where are you from?
I am from the suburbs of Chicago. I live in a place called Prospect Heights.
Okay.
It's a northwest suburbs, northwest of O'Hare Airport, if you know.
Okay. Great. Thanks.
So this is the book. So this is the Liver and Gallbladder Miracle Cleanse by Andreas Moritz. So it's actually a really, really easy cleanse. You basically just drink like organic apple juice for like 6 days. And on the 6th day, then you have a mixture that you drink. And you have to eat really light, and it helps to clear out your system for like gallstones and the gunk that gets in your system. So I started doing it 2, 3, I think I'm on day 3 where I just started. My girlfriend does it, and she's 75. And her skin was so incredible. I was like, what the heck? Actually, she's a woman I made up. She was one of I worked with her on a TV show. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, you look amazing. You're 75 years old. She was an author, written a bunch of books, and she was also a therapist. She was just this incredible person. And I was like, what are you doing? And she goes, oh, this is what I do. And she turned me on to this book. And she said that this has changed her whole skin. And she has no marks on her skin. Like, I have age spots. She has no age spots, and not on her entire, like all of her body and everything. I was like, I don't know what you're drinking. So there was this. So anyway, I'm trying it, and I'm telling you, stuff starts coming out. You're like, that was in my body. So yeah, I'm amazed. So it'll be interesting on Sunday when I do the actual mixture, kind of what else comes out, but it's been kind of gross.
And did she start early in life? Because, if I started, it'd be later in life for something like that. Does it matter?
No, she started later in life. And what you do is you do this, you're supposed to do it every month. You're supposed to do it like 5 or 6 times, once a month. It's not hard. So it's not like it's that big of a deal to do it. But she said she's been doing it for a while. Like, I think I didn't exactly ask her when, but she said, this was a fairly recent thing. And that's what made all the difference. So I don't know. I think if you've never done a cleanse before with your liver, it could be like pretty, like intense. But I love to do cleanses. So I felt like I'm pretty cleaned out, but no, I'm still getting like garbage coming out. So, but I say all that to say that might really help get things, help your skin in handling some of this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. And you said you drink organic apple juice or apple cider vinegar?
No, it's apple juice. So it'll say in the book, but it says you buy this organic apple juice and you drink 32 ounces a day, I think is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you eat your regular meals and you add this to your regular routine.
Right. And she recommends you stay away from like dairy and alcohol and fried foods and what else. And she said animal proteins, but I can't eat beans, so I have to eat animal proteins. So I couldn't do that. So I've done it as much as I could do it, but I'm still having it's still working. So
yeah, great. So hey, Linda, I wanted to say something that you asked about Suzanne's client, what age was she when she started this, and does it matter? I mean, our bodies are constantly regenerating, our cells are constantly regenerating. So I feel like when we give them good nutrition or do these cleanses and different things, we're bringing that into that regeneration process, right? We're giving it different material to work with. So, these things I think can be helpful. Doesn't matter what age, right? You could be, elderly or whatever, and your skin, your body, your cells are always regenerating. So now you're feeding it something different that's cycling in. So I think it can work at any age.
Good to know. Yeah, that makes sense too. Cool. I'm learning all sorts of stuff.
And as far as your moisturizer thing, I'm going to have to do a little research to figure out what moisturizers don't have vitamin C, because vitamin C is a pretty common thing for plants. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I think that would have to just be something you research. Like,
yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm really, I read labels.
Good.
Yeah. And, to make sure there's no vitamin C or any other, bleaching agents.
Right. And a lot of times you're right. They do put bleaching agents in, which is terrible, because what is that called? There's like an ingredient of a bleaching agent that's actually completely toxic. And yet a lot of companies put it in because people want their skin to lighten up and all that. So it's terrible.
Right. Yeah. And it's, and sometimes, the information about the product will say, oh, it'll brighten your skin. So that's my first, red flag. And I go on to read. And so, yeah, there's a couple of different things that can lighten or bleach the skin, and sometimes they're framed as brightening. So, yeah, just because I have vitiligo, I've gotten very, good at reading labels.
Yeah. Yeah. Is vitiligo, is it just on your face or is it everywhere?
It's just about everywhere now. So I have it on my hands, my feet, my underarms, my knees. Yeah. And face most recently.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Well, what have the doctors said for you to do for that?
The doctors most often recommend a topical cream called Protopic, which is an immunomodulator. It modulates your immune system in combination with phototherapy. I don't know if you're familiar with phototherapy, but it's a light therapy. Dermatologist office often have a phototherapy. It's a booth that, might be somewhat similar in concept to a tanning booth, but the types of light bulbs and the spectrum of light that they emit is different than a tanning bed. And phototherapy is used for vitiligo, psoriasis, eczema, a lot of different skin conditions.
Right.
So I've done that. I've actually been a researcher on the side for myself and started a side business around all of this. So I've done way more than the doctors. I've done my own research. I went to the Dead Sea for 2 weeks and did the full Dead Sea treatment of mud soaking, right cream, sunlight. What else have I done? Oh my gosh, there's a cream called pseudocatalase that used to be prescription, but now it's classified as a cosmeceutical. So you don't need a prescription for it, but it's still made by a compounding pharmacist. I've done that. I've done vitamin E oil, coconut oil, Dermabest. So I've tried almost everything on the market, and they all do repigment your skin to some extent. But the key, I think, with any of these things, of course, is consistency.
Yeah.
And when you're treating vitiligo, you need to do it at least 2 to 3 times a week with a phototherapy. So it does take a commitment to drive to the dermatologist office.
Right.
Right. So now we have Nature's Phototherapy called Sunlight. So I'll be using that this summer, and then we'll see where it's at in the fall.
It's interesting how important sunlight is and how important it is to get out in it. And I mean, I've had people on my YouTube channel, when I say this, they're like, no, but the truth is you just use sunblock on your face and the rest of your body, get as naked as possible and get some sunlight, because we're all vitamin D deficient at this point.
Yeah.
So you agree? And we need it. And so I try to get out there, and sometimes I don't even put it on my face, I'll be honest, because I'm like, I just want the sun at this point. But it makes such an enormous difference. And we're so taught that the sun is bad and we shouldn't be out in the, it's like, no, the sun is good. Get out in the sun. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it makes vitamin D, keeps us in balance. So many good things come from
So many good things.
Yeah, I do about 10,000 a day, 10,000 whatever milligrams a day, because I'm so deficient in it.
Yeah. Do you do sublingual or just like a
The little caplets, the little gel caplets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because sublingual is great. It gets right into your system. If you put it like a liquid under your tongue and hold it there for like a minute and then swallow, that works. That's probably one of the most effective as far as getting it into your system.
Okay, I'll look at that.
Just the thought,
And then maybe I don't have to take as much.
Yeah, let me get the brand that my naturopath has told me to use. Hold on.
And I even do things like if I'm driving a lot and I'm at a stoplight, I'll stick my elbow out the window. I'm like, okay, we got a couple of minutes of, sun on the skin. I made a little vitamin D.
Okay, I can't read this. I got to find my glasses, but this is the brand. I don't know. Can you read it?
Say liquid vitamin D3 with K2, but I can't.
Liquid. I can't read the brand.
I don't either. Let me see if I can.
There's a little bit of a glare.
Yeah, the glare.
Yeah. My glasses. Hold on. I know they're here somewhere. Oh, there they are. Okay. I got them.
So Linda, so you work with Single Life Today and Tammy?
I do. So I am a connection guide for Single Life Today, and I'm also a concierge for Singles Travel International.
Very good.
Okay, so it's orthomolecular products.
Oh, that's an excellent brand.
Molecular
products, and you take it in a dropper. So I don't think I'm supposed to take this much, but my body says it wants it. I take a dropper full, and you just take it and you stick it under your tongue, hold it there for like 30 seconds and then swallow.
Cool. Okay,
so
thank you.
Great product. Yeah, vitamin D is superb. There was, I made up a guest who basically said, don't wear sunblock, go get a sunburn. He was talking about how much our bodies need it, like how deprived we are. And he also made a good point that the states like Florida, who opened up earlier, people were outside, actually got over their COVID way faster than other states. And I thought, you can't argue with that. That's evidence right there. It's because they're outside and they're getting the vitamin D, which really helps combat it. So yeah.
They were saying something about, vitamin D deficiency contributed to more severe COVID, and Yeah.
So staying inside and not going out was like one of the worst things we could do. And yet, hello, Mr. Fauci, that was bad advice, like we all need to get out. So anyway, I'm glad everybody's out now. That's really good.
Yeah. And if you were in Nashville, I think everyone was in Nashville.
Yeah.
think everyone in the country went to Nashville last weekend.
Awesome.
People are
Well,
ready.
did I answer your questions about dry skin? I mean, we've kind of gone through my recommendations for what to do about dry skin. Do you guys have any questions?
I do. I have a question about night moisturizer. So I usually just moisturize in the morning, but I don't moisturize at night. Should I?
Yes. Yes. And there's day creams, night creams. I mean, you can buy 50 billion products. The truth is you just need a good moisturizer and you can use it morning and night. I use my serum at night, actually. Just because I take a shower at night. And so, I'm automatically washing my face and, putting my serum on. But I would say night is great because you're sleeping and it's really getting underneath your skin. Be sure you're not using like, what are you using to clean your face? Because if you use like soap or something that's going to like dry your skin out, that doesn't help.
My dermatologist said recommended Cetaphil.
Yeah, Cetaphil's good. I mean, I think that's fine. And but you can get a night cream. I don't know. I have a night cream in there that somebody gave me who was somebody I made up. And she's like, oh, I have a line, and gave me its night cream. And I was like, yeah, this is super mediocre. I think, sorry, I'm like, so I read the ingredients. Ingredients
No,
look,
keeping it real.
I mean, yeah, I didn't tell her that, but I was like, yeah, not really. She formulates it herself. So I don't know what happened with that. But anyway, I use my my vitamin C, but I know you can't use vitamin C. My transdermal C balm, or just your regular moisturizer. I think if you're doing all the oils and you're using your moisturizer and your serum and you're drinking the water and you're doing all that stuff, things are going to improve. I would say, probably the oils and the water are going to make an enormous difference. So it's not going to matter if you get exactly the right night cream or any of that stuff. I'm way more pro spend your money on nutritional supplements and take the time with your diet than I am, buy thousands of dollars worth of stuff. Sorry. Because even though I use really expensive stuff, I think in the end, internal is just going to make such a bigger difference. So that's my take.
Great.
Yeah. And Cetaphil's great. I used Cetaphil for years and years. I mean, now I don't, because I sell good stuff and I just go pull it and use that. But I think Cetaphil's fine.
Yeah, it's just because of what was happening with my face. That's what she recommended, my dermatologist.
Yeah, it's good for sensitive skin.
Yeah.
Not clean. It's not non-toxic. Like there is some stuff in there that isn't great, but it's not horrible. Yeah, I know. Even Cetaphil, and they don't say that. It's kind of like, the industry is just so messed up.
So what do you think of the Clarins brand?
Which one?
Clarins?
Clarins? I haven't done a whole lot of research on Clarins, I'll be honest. I think it's a good brand, but I've not really researched them, to be honest, or even really tried much of their stuff. I know there's people who absolutely love it, but I can't really speak to it.
Yeah. I was just curious.
Yeah, there's some good clean beauty lines, quote unquote, that you might try if you have sensitive skin. Like Juice Beauty has some good products you might even look into. I really like Juice Beauty a lot. I've actually have a few other products I've used on some videos. But they're non-toxic, and I believe they're also cruelty-free, but don't quote me on that. So it might be a good line to look into as far as serums and moisturizers and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
And I just like the Bobbi Brown Extra Repair Serum, but if it's potentially a gallbladder issue, a Bobbi Brown Extra Repair Cream, sorry.
Right.
That, I could probably use that product if I did cleanse.
Right.
What I'm thinking right now.
Well, it'll be interesting. I'd be interested to see if you decide to do the cleanse and what happens, and then using products and seeing what happens with your skin. I think these things are all kind of an experimentation, right? With what you can handle. What I've noticed is the more I do cleanses a lot. I love cleanses. I'm hugely into all that. And, but the more cleaned out my body gets, the better my skin looks, the more the topical products work. Like it's just kind of like a cycle that I see happening.
Yes.
So it can't do harm, of all things, it can't do harm. So.
Good. Well, thank you for the recommendation of Juice Beauty.
The other thing that's really helpful, and I don't know if what this would be like on your skin in particular, but have you ever tried retinol? Have either of you tried retinol?
No, is it come in a serum form?
So it's vitamin D, but it's topical. So this is retinol. You know, you can't see it because of the reflection.
Where?
So there's different percentages. And so say if you go to Walgreens and you buy retinol, the percentage is going to be so low is it's not really going to make a difference. But what retinol does, there's retinol. They're two different types, but they're basically vitamin D. And what it does is as you put it on your skin, it helps to basically help slough your skin. So that can help with regeneration, right? It's really good for regeneration. So you want to go for 1% and up. And so generally, if you go to like, again, we're going to talk about Walgreens because that's come up in conversation. They're generally like 0.01% or 0.05, which is, it's not going to do anything, right? And maybe a tiny bit. So you want to start at like a 1%, which is, I don't know if you're going to find that at Walgreens, but and then if you start using it about 2 or 3 times a week, it helps to clear off the dead skin and get things rolling. Like the one I have right here is 5%, which is super high. And a lot of people can't use this because it causes rashes and that sort of thing. But I can use it now, you know, because I've been doing this stuff to my skin for so long. But anyway, I only put this where I want it, where I want to slough, you know what I mean? I don't put it all over. So this is also a really key component when it comes to dry skin, because it's going to help to rejuvenate, right? And to stimulate the skin.
Wish I'd known that before I went to Mexico and bought the 0.05 of Retin-A.
I know, you know, have you noticed a difference with it, or is it just?
I do it because I use it for my chin, and it definitely gets sloughs off. Yeah, but it takes a while.
It does. Yeah. And I think if you use it like every day, you notice more difference because you're going to get more concentrated amount. So I would go through it and then get like a 1% or something.
Good stuff. Yeah. I'll go back to Mexico and get the 1%.
Yeah, I get the 1% and start using that. And then what you do is you use it and you get red, and then it goes down and you use it again. And the more you use it, the more your skin starts to kind of, it speeds it up. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. I love mine. Makes a huge difference. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Suzanne Blondes, the beauty shaman. For those of you in YouTube land, check out her website at the beautyshaman.com. Right. And then you've got a YouTube channel as well.
Right. Beauty Shaman.
Okay, Beauty Shaman. So check it out. Obviously from this recording, she's got some amazing tips. So thank you so much for joining us at Single Life today. And Audrey, I hope you learned something, because I know I did.
I did indeed. Thank you, Susan.
You're welcome. Very nice to meet you.
All right. So if there's no other questions, we are going to sign off.
Okay.
All right, everyone.
Nice
Thank you. Bye. Thanks again, Suzanne.